All right, look at what we got here. Interesting little side note. Then we're going to dive into this. We're going to unbox it real quick. Then we're going to set it up. We're going to use it. We're going to test it. But Lasfit makes an amazing dual cylinder compressor. They just came out with it this year. I reviewed it. It's amazing. I wanted a 4-way system for it. They didn't have one, so I bought one. Sent them a message, said, hey, you guys need to make one of these things because this is really go good with your compressor. They emailed me back immediately and said, hey, we already have one in the works. We already got it here. We'll send it to you right now. So actually, I believe right now it's on their website and available for sale, but this is brand new from Lasfit. They just came out with this. Let's check it out. So what this does is it lets me fill all 4 tires at once, and I will, like I said, show you that. And we're going to use this thing and test it, and I'll show it to you. But let's see what we got in here. And it gives you all the specs right on here, hose lengths, everything. Zoom right in, just kind of hold that so they can see it all, and they can pause it on there if they want to. Because like I said, we're going to cover that details in here, but we are going to go through this and actually test it with their compressor and see. Nice compact bag. I like that. Nice and slim where you could fit this behind a seat. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, the other one is nice too, but it's a big lunchbox cooler size, bigger case. There's also some features on this I'm going to point out to you that I really like about this that I'm excited to test out versus the one that I have. So let's see what we got in here. We're going to open it up. Have not opened it yet. Let's see what we have. So if we pull all this stuff out, let's just take a peek. We got the nice carry bag. It's empty. Okay, and we got the instruction manual here. Nice full color instruction manual. So that is going to be very, very nice. Love that they're full color. This, I'm assuming, is our valve right here. The valve is the center of this thing, the key part. But one neat factor of this over the other one, and it is the valve. Oh, that is so, it's just sexy as it is. Look at that. Very nice. 2-way valve right here. Deflate, air comes out, inflate, air goes in. But notice here how this is separate. On many of the other ones, all of these hoses are already attached to this and you cannot separate them. So you got all this hose going this way, plus it splits off from the front, or to, you know, the front and rear. So you got one hose that comes out, 2 more hoses on that. You got to try and roll everything separately. Here you got the same thing. It's exhausting. This is all separating. You got valves on here so you can quick release and attach. Love that. We are very excited. Let's see what one of the hoses look like. These are heavy duty. I like that. Very nice. So, and I'll show you what we're talking about. So we unhook this, but it's nice that it's one hose. It's not all that complicated. We do got a piece here that we got to cut this tape. So we got to cut that real quick. Let's cut that out of there without cutting the hose. And get that out of the way. We make it all the way across, I think so. Yep, there we go. But we got... Here is our, see now here, and there's another piece on there. We'll cut that, but see here you got one wheel. Here you have the other one. And we got our connector in here. So, wait, what is this? This is 1 valve, 2 valve, there's our connector. See, this is such a nice layout. Let me open this again real quick too. Again, I'm trying not to cut my hose. There we go. So, we have, this is our front and our rear. So they put it in here as a splitter, which is so nice. So this goes onto the front wheel, and then this will reach all the way over to the rear wheel. We will show you this out there. And then we have one simple connection piece, but this makes it 1 length hose per side rather than 3 per side. Then this will connect right into this quick release on here like that. Boom, done. So, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. That makes this so simple to pack up and put this away and be able to roll this and do what we got to do with it. Actually, you should learn the overhand, underhand method for rolling hoses. You do either one, like that, come back. Okay, do what it tells you. We're going back under for that one. This one's going back, are we going over? We're going back under. Let the hose tell you what it wants to do. Okay, and we're still going back under. Must have been rolled that way already once, nice. But now you roll this. This is one whole side. One whole side. This is 1,000 times quicker and easier than the other one from the fact that I don't have to deal with, you know, technically 3 lines per side. That is very, very nice. So we are going to take this beautiful little beast right here. Do we got a battery in it already, or did they not give us one? We got to put 2 batteries in there. I don't know if they came with it. I'm assuming. Oh. Nope, we got a low bungee cord in here, which we'll have to look at, but I do not see any batteries in the system, but we do need, and what are these? AAA. So we need 2 AAA batteries, and they do not supply them. So you will want 2 AAA batteries to put into this thing to get this set up and working. But man, that is going to be very, very nice. We're going to get it all together, take it out, show you how it works. We'll deflate my truck tires with it. We'll reinflate them with it and run their amazing compressor. So stick around. All right, and now what's nice on here too, look at this, we put batteries in there. Okay, here's our display. Come on, kick on. There we go. Okay, you got your PSI set up here, but look, it's also backlit. Look at how nice that backlight is on there for doing this in the dark at night. Look at how that is very, very nice. So pretty sweet setup, like it. It auto shuts off on its own, so no muss, no fuss. And I love the fact that we get this bag for this too, to be able to put this in and protect this valve. Can go right inside this bag. 2 simple air hoses. This is so much cleaner. Wait till we get outside. As soon as we get outside here and I show you my other system and how I basically just got it shoved in a tub and crinkled all up because of the fact that those hoses are exhausting to deal with. This system is so much nicer, and again, I can even fit this whole thing, put that in that bag, and I could fit this right back in this very nice little compact bag if I wanted to. Brilliant. Lasfit crushed it on this. Absolute brilliance, and I love even the way the couplers are. Like the couplers on this, okay, these designs, how these pop on and off, they stop right here. My other one, they go a long way down the thing and got to chase it. I love this is, like I said, this is quality right here. No doubt about it. Very, very good quality. We're going to take it outside and set it up for you. Quick specs. You get 2 hoses that are 23 feet long each. Okay, so you can actually do 2 tires at once or do 4 tires at once, whatever you want to do. But, you get each side, each leg of this thing is 23 feet long. So plenty long enough to do anything you want to with it. So you have no issues there whatsoever. You can see the specs on here. It does say right there, we do not get the 2 AAA batteries. They are not included. Have to do it. There's your setup right here. They do give you this little bitty, where did I just put it? That little, somewhere on here. I just said it, but they give you a little, right here, a little bungee hook so that you can actually put this right around that and hang it if you don't want to lay this on the ground and just have it laying on the ground. You can actually hang that, is what that is for. So we're going to take it out. We're going to set it up. We're going to show you what we got. All right, here is our setup. We got the Lasfit compressor in here and that other one, that Rhino setup. But here's that Lasfit bag with them in there. But see, this is why I kind of needed a bin for this. Look at what I mean. Look at this mess here. See this? Look at this. It's just, there's no way to roll these because they're, see, there's a triple T, so you got a line here that has to be rolled separate. That line has to be rolled separate. This line then has to be rolled separate. This line is connected to the valve, which then the valve has to come out, and it is a very nice valve. It's basically the same kind, but then you got to fight that, pull all this out, and then here's another T system, and then here's more, and then you have these lines. Now, it's not horrible. It's very manageable. I'm not complaining too much about it, but you have all this that you got to contend with. Where here, it's very separated and very simple in this. And again, trying to roll this up, it just takes longer and more time and more connections. And you can see in T adapters and things like that, you got to deal with it. It's kind of annoying. Well, I guess this does just stay right there too. That is nice. Okay, so it is the same setup on there. I thought they, for some reason, they came back further down. But, and these are plastic covers on them. Those are rubber ones on the Lasfit. So anyway, so this, like I said, not a bad system, but you can see how this is getting kinked around. Okay, it needs to go that way, but again, because of the fact that it's all connected, we don't have a lot of choice here. Okay, we don't have a lot of option. We have to keep these, like this. So we're going to pull this one here out of the way and set it over here because of the fact that we're setting it up. So, but that's, like I said, that's kind of a bummer that the whole thing is all one whole unit. Where this one, like I said, much simpler in design and setup, and we'll show you that here as soon as we pull it out. All right, so with our setup here, we got just 2 simple hoses. Makes life easier. The valve, I did buy these before when I bought that because, again, as I said in that video, I did not want to mess with all these hoses to do deflation. So I bought these. I paid 40 bucks for these little deflators, which are very nice. They deflate well, and I like them. I have, nothing bad to say about them. But with this system, being only 2 hoses, I probably don't even have to mess with that because that one and this will deflate as well, too. Again, the reason I bought these was because I didn't want to mess with dealing with that hose. That hose is annoying because it's all one piece and connected. Let's test this one and see how it does here. So I'm going to go throw this in real quick. We got our compressor here. We don't even need the compressor hose. We can just shut that right off here to the side. But we got the compressor in here, sweet, simple, and easy. We pull that out. We're going to bring this around to the front. And we're going to set it because this does run off the battery of the truck. This is the best. I love this this compressor. This thing is such a beast of a compressor. So we're going to set this right here, and we're going to run our cables up, and then we are going to just lay our hoses out. I'll be right back with you. All right, this is it. We got it set up. Look at how simple this is. Compressor's right there, hooked up to the battery. Takes a second. We got our valve here. We are running to both sides. All we have to do, pop these caps off right here, and put them right on our valve stems. I already pulled the caps off. Oh, let's turn that off. I don't want to start that yet. I want to make sure that you're ready for that. Let's close that. There we go. So we see this stuff happen in real time. But then we just put this on. There we go. Like that. We're going to just put these on each wheel. Okay, so we pop this cap off. Come on. There we go. Put that on here. And pop it on. That's all we're doing. Just getting it set. We don't want to lose our valve caps. Set them down there. But once we pop all of these on, again, one-handed here. Let me wiggle it out of there. There we go. And we pop it on like that. Then when we do this to all four, we're going to deflate them all at one time. Sweet, simple, and easy. So we pop this again, fighting one-handed here. And we put that on. And there it is. Oh, sorry, right there. There it is. So that's on. That's set. Now, you can see we have 48.9 pounds in here. That's what we got in these tires. To let this out, all we have to do is pull this valve up. See how it says open is up? So we push this valve up, air is going to come out. Once we get to about 18 or 19 pounds, we turn it off. There we go. We stop and check. Let's see. See, it's there. It's gonna. You can't, obviously see it while it's moving that fast. But so we let it down. Look at the power of that thing. Letting them down pretty fast. That's doing 4 tires at once. This is my battery compartment cover. I just don't want to lose it. But look at it. It's already digging a trench. I mean, that thing's got some energy coming out of it. See what that is that quick in 20 seconds. Let's see where we're at. 42 is where we're at. So it's moving pretty quick. That was like, what, 20 seconds? But there it is, just doing its thing, draining it. We'll take it down to, like I said, about 18, 19 PSI, just like we were going off-road. Then we'll blow it back up. But just working like a champ, just doing its thing. And it lets all the air out of all 4 tires and it equalizes it. So we'll check it again in a second, see where we're at. You can also tell by looking at the tires when you're getting close. You can see that starting to fatten up on that lower side. You can see it starting to, shrink down. That you can see that footprint here starting to expand out. That's what you're looking for. That's what we're waiting to see. Like you can see it right there, starting to go in the front. Let's just check and see where we are. Pulling this down. We're at 32 pounds per 32 pounds. Okay, and it's going to change a little bit because it's fluctuating, but see 33. It's averaging out between all 4 tires because these are all hooked together. So, but we're going to keep going. We went down to about 19. Well, what are we? Less than a minute in still, about a minute maybe. As we look at it overall, with not counting me stopping it. So we're just going to let it keep going here, let it get down here a little bit, and then let it average itself out. That is our plan. We'll just keep it going in real time here for you, just so you get a realistic idea. But see how you can see that flattening out? See that tire starting to flatten out like it's supposed to? That's what we're looking for. That's what we're after. That's what's showing us what's happening here. See how they're starting to flatten out? That's giving us our footprint that we're looking for. Notice in the front's sinking down a little quicker. So if we do this, we pop this, saying we're at 26, but I'll bet if we let that stabilize, Let's see what it does. Let's give it a minute. I'm going to actually just pause this for a second. We're going to give this about 1 minute and see what that does. It says 26.8, but let's see how it stabilizes between them. So we'll be right back with you. All right, we gave that exactly 60 seconds, stabilized at 27.3, and honestly, 27, yeah, it's bouncing back and forth, but it's basically been on that for the last, for the last 30 seconds. So it didn't take long at all. Let's keep draining a little more. So it's doing well. You can see it again, stretching out that tire, stretching out that footprint, which is the whole purpose of being able to air down. Getting that footprint. Look at the difference here. Look at the difference here between the footprint we're getting lengthwise here versus the footprint we have here being very marginal because that's aired up. See, that's what we're getting to. That's the whole purpose of doing this, is trying to get that bigger footprint. Okay, let's see where we're at here. We're at 27. Let's just check. 21.8, so kicking up a little bit, so about 22. We're gonna give it another minute. Like I said, we're shooting for about 19 pounds of PSI, is what I'm looking for. Somewhere in there, which is pretty dang impressive on this big heavy truck. So we gotta be getting pretty close. Let's see. Puts us at 20, we're just a little bit more. And where's that put us? That's going to have us right about 20. We're going to drop just a touch more. About 1 more pound. See, look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, let's see. There we go, 18.9. That's going to put us right at 19 after that stabilizer. But see, look at that footprint. Look at how nice and long that is. That is what you want for sand, for deep snow, for mud, for that kind of... Look at that footprint on there. Look at that, how much ground we are covering, how big that traction is. Instead of being this because it's round, it's now stretched out from here to here. Instead of just being this section, this contact patch right here, touching the ground the width of my hand, it's now from here to here is our contact patch. All underneath there, in such a beautiful thing. So let's see where we stabilized at. Like I said, I'm thinking we're right about, yeah, we're at 19.3. We are perfect, and that's in all the tires. See, kind of right there fluctuating, 19.4. Again, what's happening here is, let's say that back tire had more air in it than this one did, or any of them. It is stabilizing between all 4 through these hoses. So if that one had more air, it's coming through that hose and filling this one that had less, and it's equalizing itself out and stabilizing between all 4 tires and averaging out so that every tire has the same amount of airflow in it is what is happening here. See, we're up to 19.5. So it's doing its thing very well. We're going to give this about 30 seconds to stabilize. Then we're going to plug this in, and then we're going to reinflate them. So be right back with you. Our generator, our compressor to this. And now we are going to do some inflating. So let's do this. I need 2 hands to do it, so hold on. All right, there we go. Just hook that up. We are set. We are good. We are going to set this. Let's put it at 48. Put it at 48. There we go. Hit power. And the generator is going to do its thing. Had to open the valve. So now that compressor is going to turn off and on a couple of times because it likes to hit it hard, regulate, hit it hard, regulate, hit it hard, regulate. So it's going to go for a few minutes, probably going to take, I'm guessing, 3 minutes, 4 minutes for this to fill up and do its job. This compressor is so nice, so quiet for what it is. It does such a great job. It is flying along. We're at 32, 34. But again, it's got to regulate it among all the tires. So it's just going to go. We'll leave it real time so I can show you when this started and stopped. But we are doing all 4 tires at one time right now. See, it just shut off. It'll turn back on. There it is. It's just doing its thing. It'll probably do that 2 or 3 times. It gives it a chance to let everything kind of regulate and not overwork itself. Such a great little compressor. Such an incredible little system right here. And I love the quality of these hoses and these lines. Like I said, this is a very impressive system. I got zero complaints. This one was not bad, but it's always a spider web of a mess because of that. And this one here gives you that disconnectable options. I love this. This system is straight up incredible. Did my truck ever change yet? Oh, it did now. Now we're cooking along. It must be because I'm putting air in it, but we're already at 28. We were at 19, remember? We're already at 28, 28, and 6. See it moving right along? So at least it's working and doing its thing, and it's moving pretty dang fast. There it is. It shut off again. It'll come. There it is, back on. It'll do that a few times to regulate, and we just wait and see what happens and how long it takes. So we give it a chance. But the packability of this thing, being able to fit in here really nice and simple, and like I said, even in the bin, it's just a perfect little setup to throw it in this bin like this, the compressor, and drop this right in there with it and have this set up and be all good to go for the beaches. So why do you have to air down? Why is it so important? Sorry, I'm sweating like crazy. It's over 100 degrees and I'm in a black shirt because I want to show Lasfit. But the thing you got to remember, when you get on the beaches or in the mud or in the soft sand, you need to expand that footprint. You need that wheel footprint to go from where it normally is to stretch way out. From here, stretched out like that, and you get that much bigger traction. Basically, you take a wheel, the shape of a wheel, and turn it into the shape of a track on a vehicle. Okay, you go from a arched section that wants to climb and dig and pull things under it and fight and chew through to a flat track that wants to get up and ride on top of things. That is the whole purpose of airing down. It is a beautiful system, and it's a fail-safe to get you out of trouble, fail-safe to keep you from getting in trouble. And if you were to do this by hose, by like my little Viair compressor that I carry in the truck with me all the time, constantly everywhere, this system goes with me to the beaches and the bad days, and I throw that bin with all this stuff right in the bed, and it rides back here for when I need it. But for every single minute of every day for the last 10 years, I've had a Viair compressor in here, and Lasfit also makes that little one. It would be perfect too for an everyday compressor. You'll see that. But what's nice is, or what the bummer with those is, it takes forever. Even with my Viair 88, it'll take me an hour to do 4 tires and blow them back up. Okay, these 35s, remember, these are 35-inch 12x50 tires on little bitty 17-inch wheels. Understand the massive volume of air that tire has to take. It's a lot different than if these were 20-inch wheels with 35s and they only have to take a third of the air. These things are balloons. They need a tremendous amount of air to come into them. So this thing's working perfect, and this thing will have it done in like 5, 6, 7 minutes, completely finished, and all 4 of them, I can tell they're almost done already. And so this thing will have that done, where that Viair would literally be an hour, an hour refilling these tires, an hour of refilling tires, not to mention letting them air out with a pen, each one, and then running around and looking at the gauge in the truck and exhausting. This system, pure flawless, working like a champ, quick, easy, effective. What are we at on here? 49. So it's going to regulate, so we're at 46 on there, so we'll be done here in a minute. I don't know how long that took. What are we at? That was less than 5 minutes. That was probably like 4.5 minutes, and I bet it's going to shut off here in a minute. We'll see, but I think we're about done. That might have been it. We'll give it a second. Like I said, it's doing that last little bit right now, and they are looking good. So only another, little bit of time left, and once it's done, we'll just close her down and have her set up. What's the truck saying? 45. So we are almost there. We're getting there. Like I said, it lets itself regulate a little bit and comes back, so it does its thing. But we're going to 48, and then we'll let it stabilize. Are we there yet? Hold on. Nope. She's still pumping away. Last little bit here as it regulates. But again, we're this video part of this right now, 7 minutes in. Let's say we had a minute involved in setting this thing up, you know, and getting it kicked off. So about 6 minutes, and we've inflated 4 35 12 50s on 17-inch rims from 19 psi to 48 psi. That's a huge number. Most people are running 32. You know, to go from 19 to 32 would take, you know, no time at all, especially considering the size of these tires. So this is cooking along very, very nicely. And I think we got to be about getting to the end. See, we stabilizing. Gonna kick it again. It takes its time for that last little bit to make sure, again, it's trying to regulate. That compressor and this gauge thing, I guess, are within a half a PSI of accurate. So it's doing its job to make sure that it's regulating everything right and taking its time to get it done. Inside the truck, we're showing 50, 50, 49, 49. We did disconnect this from the compressor just a second ago, basically just so that we didn't lose any air. We come over here, we hit this, and we are at 50.6 is what we're seeing on there. 50.5, 50.6. See, it's kind of stabilizing itself out. We'll give it a few seconds, and then we're going to just disconnect these. That's all we do. Sweet, simple, and easy. But the reason I disconnected it from the compressor and closed the valve, I don't want to lose any air coming back through the compressor. I'd rather just hold it in the hoses, let it average out between there, and then we're done. That's it. And then all we do, we go around and we disconnect the hoses. It is that simple. And then we just roll it up and put it away. Quick, cakewalk, easy. Such a perfect system. There it is for you. You see it running right there. Like I said, sweating like crazy out here. It is 112 degree real field temperature. I just checked. It's 101 with 112 real field temperature, and we are baking in the sun doing this. And but this system is pure brilliance, straight up impressive. If we change it all on here, 49, 49, 50, 50, I think we're going to stay right there, and we're okay with that. I'm quite happy with that. And like I said, I trust the gauge on here even better. And this is still saying, what are we at here? 50.3. Here, I'll hit the backlight. 50.3. So you see it's stabilizing a little bit. But that's it. And then we pull her down and call her good. But questions, comments, let me know. But I like this system way better than the Green Rhino one. I love the simplicity of the hookup. And there's only 2 lines versus, you know, versus 6 lines. We basically got 6. We got 2 mains plus 2 kickers. That's 3 per side. 6 lines versus 2 lines to deal with. I like this system much better. Very impressed. And there'll be links down below, all that kind of stuff for you. But super happy with this system. Any questions you got, let me know. Thanks for watching.